Morning, everybody. I hope you're having a really great start to your day. So we're going to go ahead and get right into it, starting on our mats, seated. And this practice this morning is going to be all about your hips. A lot of times we will sit for long periods of time and that tension starts to build up in our hips. And also, too, there's a lot of emotion that we might not deal with through unresolved situations. And over time, that gets stored here as well, and it becomes this tight ball in the hip region. So we'll go ahead and start. Close the eyes, lift up through the center of the chest. And as you feel the sit bones ground into the floor, feel the heart lift towards the chin. And then you can keep the hands on the thighs, or you can bring the hands together in front of the heart. We'll take our 3 cleansing breaths to begin our practice. Take a big, deep inhale through the nose. Open the mouth, sigh everything out. Again, inhale through the nose. Open mouth, exhale. And a last time here, bigger inhale. And a longer exhale. And then seal the lips. Bring your awareness to your conscious breath, breathing deeply in and out of the nose, making that fog, like that sound like you're fogging up a mirror as you drag the breath in through the nostrils along the back of the throat. And as you start to find and connect to your breath, feel the softness in the face, the cheek muscles relaxing, the jaw softening. Lift up even more through the center of the chest. Feel long through the back of the neck. And take another breath in. And then before we move, I want you to keep the eyes closed and invite your intention into your day and for your weekend. So think about maybe with everything that's going on, think about your own personal interactions and reactions. Is there something that you can do to bring more kindness to your day-to-day, to your environment, to those around you? Whatever your intention, wherever your heart falls on. Well, I'll take a big, deep breath in. Keep the lips sealed and a full breath out. Seal that intention within. And then when you're ready, let's blink the eyes open, keeping the lips sealed. Switch the crossing of the legs. Inhale to sweep the arms up. Look up as the palms touch. Exhale to bring the hands down to the heart. We'll do that 2 more times. Inhale out and up. Palms touch overhead. Exhale to pull the hands down to your heart. And a final time. Inhale out and up. Look at the palms when they touch. Exhale to pull the hands down to your heart. And you'll close the eyes. Deep breath in. And a deep breath out. Blink the eyes open. Release the hands to the knees. And you're going to slide the knees away from each other to bring the soles of the feet together. Feel the hips releasing down and feel this opening through the inner thighs. So inhale to lift up and out of the heart. Pull the shoulder blades together behind the back. Keep the chin tucked, and you're going to hinge forward. You can place the elbows into the inner thighs and then just soften here. Might not even feel like you're hinging forward very much to get that opening through the low back. You use the elbows to help open up through the inner thighs. So you're not pressing here, just let the body do the work. Take 1 more breath, feel softness through the collarbone. Releasing the sit bones down as you exhale. Going to blink the eyes open. Inhale to rise. Bring the hands to the sides of the knees. Bring the feet together onto the floor. Hands are going to come behind the body and just widen the feet a tiny bit. windshield wiper your feet from side to side. So your feet stay in the same place. You're just coming to the edges of the feet. Keep pressing through the palms so you lift up out of the heart. You'll do that one more time. And then we're going to come over onto table pose. So come onto the hands and knees to start. Have the hands nice and wide. Do any modifications you need to protect the knees. So place some padding underneath, maybe roll the mat. And then have the fingers, just the pinky fingers, just slightly off the edge of the mat. And either the middle or the pointer finger is going to be pointing forward. So play with that depending on how the wrists are feeling. And then everyone's rotating their weight in between the pointer finger and thumb. Press into the palms. Lift the back of the chest, or the back of the heart, in line with the hips. So notice if you started to dump the center of the chest, if you can lift up through the back. And then step into our plank pose just for a moment. Feel length through the back of the legs. Be careful not to lift the booty too high. Don't sag the hips. Try and find a nice neutral line of energy here. You'll take another big breath in, and then walk the feet up just a little bit and come into downward facing dog. And I want you to maybe have a shorter stance. It might feel more comfortable this morning. And then press the mat down and forward. Lift the sit bones high. Now, as you press into the palms, use that leverage to bring the heart closer to the front of the thighs. Soften the heels towards the floor. Take another breath in and another breath out. I want you to widen the feet as wide as the mat. Maybe the pinky toes, a couple toes come off the edge of the mat. Heels are in and the toes are slightly pointed out. Walk the hands back towards the feet. We'll come into a wide forward fold. So grab onto opposite elbows. You can put a little bend in the knees if that feels okay. Weight rolls into the toes, and as the back of the legs start to open up, the sacrum and low back starts to release, you can straighten through the legs. Weight again in the toes so that the heart can come closer to the front of the thighs. Maybe sway from side to side here, keeping the feet rooted into the ground. We'll take one more breath. And release the hands down for the floor. Inhale to find a flat back. You can keep the fingertips on the floor or bring them to the shins. Reach the heart forward, tuck the chin, ears in line with the shoulders, and then use your exhale to fold forward back all the way down. Slight bend in the knees. Inhale to rise all the way up. Palms touch overhead. Exhale to bring the hands to the heart. Close your eyes. Root into both feet evenly. Lift the heart towards the thumbs. Core is engaged. Crown of the head is reaching towards the ceiling. Take another full cycle of breath. And then on your inhale, sweep the arms up. As you exhale, hinge forward all the way down. Come into a forward fold. Inhale, find your flat back, reach the crown forward. And then as you exhale, bend the knees, drop the sit bones, come into a squat pose. Bring the hands together in front of the heart. Press the elbows into the knees. Soften the sit bones towards the floor. If you work with any props, this is a great place to put a block right underneath the sit bones if the hips are tight or if the knees don't allow you to get as low as you want. So you can always bring some props up so then that way you're lifting the floor closer to your booty. And then wherever you are, I want you to feel the sit bones release. Let go through the hips. Lift up through the sternum. Couple of breaths here. Really good. Release the hands to the floor. Inhale to straighten the legs. You can shake the hips from side to side. And then you'll keep this wide stance with the feet. Just point the toes forward. Look forward. Start to walk your hands back into downward facing dog. Ground the palms. Lift your sit bones. So work a little bit more with a wider stance today in your practice. Inhale, bring the right leg up towards the ceiling. Look forward. I want you to plant the foot between the palms. Make sure that the toes point forward. Drop down into that front knee, but keep the left leg nice and firm. And then on your inhale, with the core, rise up and find your high lunge. So you can sink into that front knee. If you want a little bit more stretch in the front of the left hip, then you're going to just start to inch this right foot forward a little bit and sink a little bit deeper into the front knee. Should feel a nice stretch along the front of the left hip. If that's too much, then just walk that right foot backwards a little bit, but make sure that the knee doesn't go past the ankle. And then hands are right alongside the ears if that feels okay, or at the chest. You can bring the hands to the heart, or even to the hips if that's what you would prefer. And then once you find that sweet spot, take a couple of breaths here, soften the shoulders. Just find softness somewhere in the body. Bring the hands to the heart. Look down. Use your next exhale to bring the hands all the way to the floor. Ground the left palm into the floor. Inhale to spiral the right hand up. Keep the left leg engaged, the left hip in line with the right. And then start to rotate the torso more towards that right leg. Big breath in and a big breath out. Inhale to unwind. Bring the right hand down to the floor. Rotate the left heel down. And then make sure that your front heel will intersect with the back foot arch. And then on the inhale, let's sink down to that front knee. Windmill up and find warrior two. Extend the arms away from one another like you're trying to touch opposite walls. Sink down a little bit more into that front knee. Drive the ball of the right foot into the floor. Seal the outer edge of your left foot down to the ground. It's almost like kind of you're pressing to the outer edge of the left foot. And then feel the inner left thigh rotate back. So that left hip might dip down a little bit more or point down a little bit more. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. One more full cycle here. Then right forearm to the right thigh. Shoot the left arm right over the left ear. Rotate the bottom ribs forward. Maybe gaze up towards the ceiling or down towards that right foot. And then wherever you are, full cycle of breath. And then if you're not looking down at the floor, bring your gaze down to that right foot. Sweep the left hand all the way down, pivot to the ball of the left foot. Right hand is going to come down to the inside of that right foot. So walk the right foot over to the right side of the mat. And then you can stay on the palms. If you would like to lower the left knee, you can do so. You can bring any props underneath the forearms. But do whatever feels good here. Keep that right knee hugging somewhere towards the right shoulder. Maybe the right toes are pointed off of the mat. And then we'll take a breath wherever you want to be here. One more cycle to settle. So it's that stillness and the pause that helps us to get into the pose. Lizard pose is a very tough one getting into that hip. So if the left knee is lowered, lift the left knee so that the left leg is firm. Ground into the ball of that right foot. We're all going to see if we can do this in one sweeping motion. We're going to step the left foot to the outside of our left hand, coming into a squat pose. So use your balance. Maybe you take a couple of hops up with the toe. Find that left foot next to the right. Bring the hands together, drop the sit bones. Feel the knees pointing to the outer edge of the toes. Lift up through the heart. Take another breath in and another breath out. Really nice. Release the hands down to the floor. Press into the palms, straighten the legs, tuck the chin. Maybe wiggle the hips from side to side. Whew. That should feel really nice. And then you're gonna bend the knees, step back, find your downward facing dog, ground the palms, lift the sit bones, and then maybe widen the feet here. Deep breath in and out. Really good. Inhale, left leg lifts, look forward, plant the foot between the palms. Stay on the ball of that right foot. Inhale to come all the way up. Find your high lunge. Soften through the shoulders. Maybe inch that left foot forward now so you feel a little bit more stretch in front of the right hip. Right leg stays nice and firm. Lift the sternum up towards the chin, but then soften the shoulder blades down the back. Deep, full breath here. Hands come to the heart. Look down. On your next exhale, release the hands all the way down to the floor. Ground the palm. Take a big inhale here and a full exhale. Next inhale now, spiral the left arm all the way up. Lift through those left fingertips. Right leg stays nice and firm. And you can start to open up through that left shoulder. Take a full cycle of breath here. Inhale to unwind. Left hand is going to come down to the floor. Spiral the right heel down. Make sure that you set up to where the front heel will intersect with the back arch. And then on your inhale, you'll use the right arm to windmill up. Find your warrior two. Sink down into the front knee. Gaze back to make sure that the arm is straight out of the body. You feel the outer edge of the right foot sealed to the floor. Both legs are firm. Take another full cycle of breath here, keeping both feet engaged, lifting up through the heart. Left forearm comes down to the left thigh. Extend the right arm right over the right ear, and then rotate the bottom ribs up towards the ceiling. Relax the right shoulder. Full cycle of breath. Look down. Bring the right hand all the way down to the floor. Spiral to the ball of the right foot. Start to walk your left foot to the edge of the left side of the mat. Left hand comes down to the inside of that left foot. So you can stay here on the palms. You can lower the left knee. You can bring the forearms down. Do whatever feels good for you here. Just keep reaching the heart forward. Big, deep, full breath. One more cycle to settle. Good job, everyone. Palms come down to the floor. Drive the ball of the left foot down. Engage the core. And then before you move, just mentally know where you're going. So that's going to help you balance, maybe get there with less steps in between. So we're going to bring that right foot to the outside of the right hand when you're ready. Be very gentle to those hips. Drop the sit bones. Come back into your squat pose. Press the elbows to the inside of the knees. Lift the sternum up towards the chin. And then feel those sit bones again starting to drop even more. Let go of any gripping or tightness that you are clinging on to through this area. So see if you can just soften just a little bit of the body. Hands come to the floor. Inhale to straighten the legs. Shake the hips from side to side. And then bend the knees, step back, find your downward facing dog. Deep, full breath here. Bring the knees down to the floor. Big toes touch, knees as wide as the mat. Press the sit bones back for the heels. Come into child's pose. You can bring the forehead down. You can stack the forearms together for your forehead to rest on. Just do something that feels good for the body so you can release through the hips, through the sacrum, and the glutes here. And then notice the shoulders. Can you relax through the shoulders? Feel softness through the heart. Front of the body comes closer to the floor. I want you to keep the eyes closed. Come over onto your back. As you come down to your back, bring the knees into your chest. Rock from side to side. And then you'll keep the right knee hugged into the chest. Left foot's just going to come down to the floor. Pull the right knee into the chin. Soften through that right hip. I want you to flex through the foot. You'll come into a half happy baby. So two options here. You can grab right behind the right knee and pull that right knee down towards the right armpit. Left hand's just going to rest on the left hip. The other option is to grab for the left ankle, the outside of the left ankle, right ankle, or the outside of the right foot. So all of those options, we're still driving the right knee towards the floor. Make sure you have a flex in the right foot. Take another full breath. Right ankle comes on top of the left knee. Lift the left foot and interlace the hands behind the left hamstring. Flex both feet. Pull the left hamstring closer to the chin. Push the right knee away. Full breath. Step the right foot down to the floor. Hug the left knee into the chest. Feel that left hip releasing down. Let go of any gripping. Then begin to flex through the left foot. Either grab behind the left knee, grab for the left ankle, or the outside of the left foot. Half happy baby on the left side. Right hand to the right hip. And just start to feel the left knee pulling down towards the floor. One more full breath. Left ankle comes on top of the right knee. Interlace the hands behind the right hamstring. And then we'll pull the right hamstring closer towards the chin. Press the left knee away. Flex in both feet. Deep breath in. And a deep breath out. Release the hamstring. Hug both knees into the chest. Arms out to a T, palms face down. Take a big inhale into the body. Let the knees fall over to the right. Right hand can come on top of the left thigh. Gaze to the ceiling or over the left shoulder. Inhale, come back into center. Exhale, the knees over to the left side. Left hand can come on top of the right thigh now. Gaze to the ceiling or maybe over the right shoulder. Full cycle of breath. And then we'll inhale, come back to center. Hug the knees one last time, maybe lift the forehead. And then you'll bring the feet down, open up the knees wide, bound angle. Hands can come to the belly or to the hips. Take a couple of breaths here, maybe 2 breaths. Then you can choose to stay here, or you can extend one leg out at a time, coming to the corners of the mat. Bring the arms along the sides of the body. And feel a lift through the center of the heart. Come into stillness and just be here for a few breaths. Take one more full round of breath. You'll inhale to sweep the arms up and overhead. Interlace the fingers, press the palms away, point and flex through the feet. Lift through the center of the chest, feel length through the sides of the body. And then you'll roll over onto your right side. Left palm touches the mat, touches the ground. You're connecting to the surface that you are practicing in. And just take a moment here to invite gratitude into your heart. And take a breath to honor the first thing that you feel grateful for today. Eyes stay closed. Press up into your comfortable seated position. Rock the sit bones from side to side. Hands come together in front of the heart. And we'll take our 3 cleansing breaths to end our practice. Deep breath in. Open mouth, exhale, sigh it out. Again, inhale. And exhale. And a final time. Big, deep inhale. Open mouth, exhale. And then you'll seal the lips. When you're ready, you can blink the eyes open. Namaste. All right, thanks you guys so much. I hope that you had a really great practice, and I hope that you were able to work into the hips. Let me know if you have any questions, and then I hope to see you back on the mat on Monday at 9 a.m. Have a great weekend and a great rest of the day.